Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk closet spaces and how I planned this particular closet space. So the depth of this closet is 5 feet and the width of this closet is 13.5 feet. Now I purchased my closet system from Ikea, however the system that I purchased they don't carry anymore, but they carry one that is so similar you probably wouldn't even notice. It's called Boaxel, and the only difference is the measurements. Okay, so when I planned my closet space, the first thing that I did was I sat down actually in my closet, and it's something that I usually do in every room. I won't sit in the living room and think, what do I want in the bedroom? I will sit in my bedroom and I will plan what and how I want to use the bedroom space. So that's exactly what I did in my closet. I sat in here with a pen and paper and I wrote down all what I needed. So as I sat in my closet with my piece of paper and my pencil, I started to write a longer list than I thought I was going to have. So let me go down that list. I had clothes and shoes and bags, hats, bikinis, gym wear, my husband's sweatpants, his shorts, gym hats, silly things like Christmas hats and ugly sweaters, woolly hats, scarves, belts, ties. And as you can see, the list just grew and grew and grew. So at this point, I started to panic and wondered whether it was all going to fit. It was at that point, I then moved to Ikea.com and went to the planner. Okay, so now we're on Ikea.com. We're going to go to design. Then we're going to scroll down to planner. Then we're in planning tools. Then we're going to go all the way down to Boaxel. So I went to start from scratch because I wanted to put in my own wall measurements. So if you click on this icon here where it says wall measurement, you can then take this and adjust your wall measurements. So right here, we want to go 9 foot. So at the moment it's at 7'4". So if we take that on up to 9 foot, and then we'll move the width to 13.5. So that's adjusted the wall now to 13.5 by 9. And then over here are your wall braces, 2 different measurements, 39.25 and 78.25. So if you just drag them across, and then it also gives you, it automatically puts in the top wall brace, and then it stops at the different widths of the shelving that's available. So we're going to take that to 31. And then if you want to add your shelves, you have different choices down here. So we're going to go with a white shelf like I did at the top. So we're just building our shelves. And this is where I put my bags. So then if you want to add the hangers underneath, you just click and drag and it automatically shows you clothes. So say I wanted to hang shorter clothes here. If I go back up to the shelf, I can add it here and it automatically takes the dress away. So they also have different options, like you can add a basket here, a mesh basket, which I didn't go for that option. But as you can see, this is how the planner works. As you add the items, it automatically adds up how much the cost is going to be. The actual planner will kick out a shopping list. So it was really easy just to take that list into Ikea. I knew exactly what aisles and bins to go to, and I did my shopping, brought it all home, and then it was installation time. Okay, so here are one of the shelves. So you need the wall brackets here, the brace, These come in two different lengths. You have the arm here. Oops, am I pointing in the right way? Here is the arm. And then this is obviously the shelf. Now this rail here is an option, so you don't have to add this if you don't want to. And basically everything just clicks in together. So it's really, really simple and lightweight, but very sturdy. So as you can see on this wall here, I've included the shelf up high, which I've then used for my bags. Then I needed the one hanging system so I could hang the dresses. Underneath that left me enough space to put my hamper and my file boxes. On the back wall, I've gone with the same height, so I just ran it around the entire closet just to keep it uniformed. So I have all my bags up top. I then added the hanging rails for jackets and shirts, work shirts and some pants. Then underneath these shelves here, I then added a second rail of shelves that I then added all the jeans, the shirts, the shorts, the pants and the blouses. By adding this second shelf here, I then was able to add all these storage boxes that then holds all the smaller items like the bikinis, the shirts, the scarves, the belts, the gym shorts, the gym hats, all the little smaller, more insignificant pieces that actually don't need to be hung. And as you can see, these little handles are great for hanging sunglasses on too. And then for my shoes, I used a Billy bookcase. I thought that was the easiest way, and it also allowed me to fit it in nicely because the edge of the shelf here, the way everything hangs, and look, the edge of the shelf right there, it literally was just enough space to squeeze in a Billy bookcase. I did the larger, wider version over on this side, and on this side is the smaller version, the narrower version of the Billy. Again, you can see I've added quite a few more shelves on this side, and because I went with the narrower one on this side, it left me enough space to add my file boxes here, and normally I'd store the toilet rolls right here out of the way. And if ever you want to wallpaper the back of a Billy bookcase, it's definitely doable. I use the self-adhesive wallpaper. Really easy to add the wallpaper to the Billy bookcase. Before you install the back of the bookcase, just take the back, I put it on my kitchen counter, I laid it out, and then I just added the wallpaper to it. And then when I slid the back into the Billy bookcase, I just took it a lot slower because that tiny bit of extra thickness by adding that wallpaper to the back of the bookcase, it was a little bit harder to slide in, and a couple of places it did start to rip, and so I just slid it back out again and just took my time sliding it back in, and as you can see there are no tears. Okay, so I live in a relatively new build house, and when you buy a new house in Vegas, unless you're paying extra for a fitted closet, you are going to get a bog standard closet, and it's going to come with one of two things. Ours came with a wooden shelf, so it's about this high off the ground, I would say. It ran around three sides of the walls, and then underneath it was a wooden round rail. So this is the standard shelf that comes in a closet. I forgot my other bedroom has this still in here, so I had this on three walls, and then this is the portion that was harder to get off. This top portion you can knock with a hammer and get off quite easy, but this portion here, it was a little bit harder to take off. Comes standard. You'll either get the wooden one or you'll get the same setup, but it'll be a white wire one. Now, of course, when you move into a house, you've got so much expense, and especially in Las Vegas, most homeowners associations, within 6 months of moving into a house, they expect you to have your garden, your back garden landscaped. So that's a lot of money that you've got to come up front with. So to have that shelf and that rail is perfect. But once you get moved in and you find you've got some money that you can set aside to build out a closet, I would go ahead and do it, because I have literally, I would say, triple or quadrupled my storage in this closet by putting in this system. Now, when we first moved into this house, obviously we couldn't afford to put this closet system in, but what we did find is that this door got in the way a lot. So let me show you. The door would open, swing out this away, and it would be sitting across here, and it would be dinging into the clothes that were hanging here. And obviously if I left that door there, I hope you can understand what I'm saying. I'm kind of squished in here. But if I had left that door on, it would have banged into this. So I wouldn't have been able to put this shelving unit here if I had left the door on. Also, we never shut the door. It was always left open, and it just wasn't a necessary thing for us to have. So we removed the door. I do still need to fill in the holes, fill in this whole area, smooth it down and paint it. But I did save the door. We've got it in the garage. And basically it's if we ever do move, the new people want the door, we've got it for them. So the first thing I had to do when I decided that I wanted to do this closet was remove the wooden shelf that came inside this closet. So it was pretty easy to remove. I removed it myself, so it must have been easy. So I just got a hammer and a mallet, and I kept knocking the shelves up until they became loose. Then I was able to wiggle them enough that I could remove the shelf. But then they had these blocks put onto the wall that the shelving was attached to. They were a little harder. I had to get a screwdriver and a hammer, and I had to kind of like knock a gap wide enough that I could like jimmy them off the wall. So once that was all off the wall, I then had to go in and fill all the holes, and then I got some spray texture and textured over where I had filled in all the walls. Then I painted. Now quite often when I decide to work on a project, I'll have good intentions to do a project completely by myself, and then I end up asking for my husband's help. Either something's too heavy or it will take two people to hold something. But this system I completely did by myself. So ladies out there, if you want to do your closet, you don't need a guy's help. All you need to do is screw these into the wall, and make sure you use the right screws for your type of wall. Now these walls are pretty hollow, so wherever there isn't a stud, you want to use the right screws to carry enough weight, because look, we have quite a lot of pairs of jeans down here. So that's actually quite a bit of weight that's holding. So once you have the braces secured to the wall, it literally is as simple as taking the arms and slotting them into place and then clicking the shelf into place afterwards. It really is a simple system to use, and I'm really happy with it. It's really maximized my space. And the Billy bookcases, I mean, they're really inexpensive and they're holding a lot of pairs of shoes. So I'm very happy with my closet. Now, if I had a huge room, I probably would have gone with a pack system and put glass doors on and interior lights, and I would have blinged it out. However, we're working with what we've got. So I do want to stress one thing. As easy as this system is to install, there is one thing that you do have to get right. Otherwise, you could run into serious problems, and that is the braces. I'm going to take you up on the wall and show you real quick. So yeah, this brace right here, if you don't put this dead straight on the wall, you'll be able to put the first shelf will slot into this arm easily, but when you get over to this one, it's all going to be off. If this next one isn't dead straight to that one, it's going to fall short and it's not going to fit in this arm, and then it's going to throw the whole row off. So yeah, that's this right here, get this right. And then everything else will fall into place. All right, so that's the end of this video. I hope you've got some good tips from this. And let me know if you have worked in your closet or if you used a different system. I'd like to know. And yes, don't be afraid to do this project yourself, because believe me, if I can do it, anyone can do it.